Hey, what's going on, folks? Today's a little bit of a mini celebration here on Consoletronics. Yes, that's right. This marks my 50th video here on YouTube. So, the way I celebrate, I thought we'd look at this. The SNK Neo Geo CD and an awesome side-scrolling fighter called Mutation Nation.
Now the Neo Geo has a special place in the hearts of gamers of my generation, because it was for us the holy grail, so close yet so far. A machine which could incredibly let you play genuine arcade games in your living room. But like most things, it came with a price, and the price tag of this put it out of the reach of normal people. It would never be more than a niche machine. The Neo Geo CD console, which I'm playing this game on paper, it looked like the real deal. Finally, games were going to be affordable, £30–40, as opposed to the £150 to £250 cartridge cousins. SNK weren't the first, and they certainly weren't the last to misjudge the market. Kids, then, much like now, were the main target audience, and kids essentially wanted to play what their friends were playing. If all their friends had Super Nintendos, then they didn't want a Mega Drive. Similarly, if all their friends had PlayStations, no matter how great it was, they didn't want a Saturn. The Neo Geo consoles would ultimately be considered failures, but would go on to fuel the emerging collectors market, and that's where they remain, in the hands of hardcore gamers and collectors. Which is a shame in a great many ways, but that's how capitalism works. It's supply and demand. It's not how much you think something's worth, it's how much you're prepared to pay in order to get it. But I'm going to put all that aside now and just concentrate on what is one of my personal favourite games on this machine. Now, it's not the greatest game out there by any stretch, and a lot of people have actually played this with in 2-player because it is a cracking 2-player game. They didn't rate this. They said it was no Streets of Rage and certainly no Final Fight beater. But I don't know, maybe it's the chunky arcade graphics or the fact that it was the very first game I actually saw running on the system. I just got a love affection for this title. True, it only uses 2 buttons, and I just wish you could hear the clickety-click that my joypad is making as I play through this game. Unfortunately, I've never owned one of the SNK joysticks, which is essential if you want to truly get the best out of the fighting games on this system, a genre which this console was known for. But like I say, the joypads, you get used to them. And speaking of getting used to them, I can't make a video on a Neo Geo CD game without mentioning what's on everybody's mind when it comes to this machine. That's the loading times. Now, you haven't seen much in the way of loading screens at the moment, but before this game started there was a 40–50 second wait in order for the game to start. It comes down to what you want out of your machines, basically. I mean, if you can afford it and you don't mind paying top dollar to get games, I couldn't recommend I was going to say envious then, the AES, which is the cartridge system. The CD system, the games are a heck of a lot cheaper, thankfully, but the machine itself will still set you back a pretty penny. The loading times, you get used to them. You know, many early CD machines had this trouble, including the PlayStation. I mean, what was it? Was it Tekken? They actually gave you a game of, can't remember what it was, Galago or something like that, to play while the game loaded up. So it's not something that was exclusive of this machine. It is an issue that would plague it. They never really sort of got on top of it. They would release an updated CD console called the CD-Z, and that addressed the loading times quite dramatically actually, but like I said, if you can afford it, the AES is definitely the way to go. Me, I did have the choice and I chose the CD machine. I was prepared to put up the loading times in order to get the game to a heck of a lot cheaper. As you can see now, I'm cutting a swathe for all these enemies, making my way to the first boss. I'm just going to play through the first level, otherwise this video might go on a bit too long. But like I said, there are only 2 buttons, a jump and an attack. You can mix it up a bit using my lightning attack. Simple hold down the attack button till it charges up and release. For other moves, of course, you might have seen me do a fireball early on in the game. This guy is the first boss we face, big fellow really. But like they say, the bigger they are, the harder they fall. This guy does a lot of falling. Hasn't got much in the way of attacks. He's got that. Just patience. Patience is a virtue. Don't get too close to him. Pressing both buttons together will allow you to do a uppercut move, as you see there. I'm trying to do this without dying, because if I can, he shouldn't take that many more hits. I'll catch him with this, it should be lights out. Oh. Ended up losing a life, but no problem. Should only take a few more hits. And like I said, this is the actual arcade game we're playing. This isn't some watered down or toned down version. I should also mention that this machine I always thought was released only in Japan and America, but I believe it did see a European release as well. Most of the games I have are Japanese, but I do have a few American titles. And hopefully over the next few videos I will be showing them off. So I'm going to end this video here. Hopefully you've enjoyed this brief look at Mutation Nation. Cracking little scrolling fire. So yeah, like I say, I might be showing off some more games pretty soon, so look out for them. All that's left for me to say is thank you all for watching. My name's Gray, this has been Consultronics.